Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to tell about a story which is called Benny's Bamboo Bubbles Bonanza. Enjoy it. Once upon a time in the heart of a lush bamboo forest, there lived a young panda named Benny. Benny was a curious and adventurous panda who loved exploring the wonders of the forest. But there was one thing Benny loved more than anything else: bubbles. Benny adored bubbles of all shapes and sizes. He would spend hours blowing bubbles and watching them float gracefully through the air. His friends in the forest often giggled at his fascination with bubbles, but Benny didn't mind. To him, bubbles were like tiny, magical worlds that brought joy wherever they went. One sunny morning, as Benny was practicing his bubble-blowing skills near a babbling brook, he had a brilliant idea. What if I could create the most magnificent bubble display the forest has ever seen, he thought excitedly. And so, Benny decided to organize a Bamboo Bubbles Bonanza, a grand event where everyone in the forest could come together to marvel at his bubble creations. Benny dashed through the forest, spreading the word about his upcoming bonanza. His friends were thrilled at the idea and promised to help in any way they could. There was Lily the squirrel, who offered to gather shiny pebbles to decorate the bubble display. Then there was Sammy the rabbit, who volunteered to provide music for the event with his trusty harmonica. And of course, there was Rosie the butterfly, who fluttered around spreading colorful flyers to invite all the creatures of the forest. As the days passed, excitement grew throughout the forest. Benny worked tirelessly, experimenting with different bubble solutions and practicing his bubble-blowing techniques. With each passing day, his bubble creations grew bigger and more beautiful. Finally, the day of the Bamboo Bubbles Bonanza arrived. The forest glowed with anticipation as creatures of all shapes and sizes gathered near the babbling brook. Benny stood proudly in front of his bubble display, his heart fluttering with excitement. As the event began, Benny took a deep breath and blew his first bubble. It shimmered in the sunlight, reflecting all the colors of the rainbow. The crowd gasped in awe as the bubble floated gracefully into the sky, followed by a chorus of cheers and applause. Benny's heart swelled with pride as he continued to blow bubble after bubble, each one more magnificent than the last. The forest was filled with laughter and joy as the creatures marveled at the beauty of Benny's creations. As the sun began to set and the Bamboo Bubbles Bonanza came to an end, Benny felt a sense of pure happiness wash over him. His dream of sharing the magic of bubbles with his friends had come true, and it was even more wonderful than he could have imagined. As the creatures of the forest bid each other goodnight and returned to their homes, Benny smiled contentedly. He knew that the memories of this special day would stay with him and his friends forever, filling their hearts with happiness whenever they thought of the magical Bamboo Bubbles Bonanza. And as Benny curled up under the stars, he drifted off to sleep, dreaming of all the bubble adventures that awaited him in the days to come. The following morning dawned bright and clear, and Benny awoke with a sense of excitement bubbling inside him. He stretched his limbs and yawned contentedly, eager to start another day filled with bubble adventures. As Benny strolled through the forest, he couldn't help but notice the colorful decorations his friends had hung up in preparation for the upcoming Bamboo Bubbles Bonanza. Streamers of vibrant ribbons swayed gently in the breeze, and bouquets of wildflowers adorned every corner of the clearing near the babbling brook. Benny's heart swelled with gratitude as he watched his friends working together to make the bonanza even more special. Lily the squirrel scurried around, putting the finishing touches on the pebble pathway that led to the bubble display. Sammy the rabbit tuned his harmonica, ready to serenade the crowd with lively tunes. And Rosie the butterfly flitted from flower to flower, spreading her infectious enthusiasm to all who crossed her path. With the bonanza just hours away, Benny felt a surge of nervous energy tingling in his paws. What if something went wrong? What if his bubble creations didn't live up to everyone's expectations? But then he took a deep breath and reminded himself that the most important thing was to have fun and share his love of bubbles with his friends. As the sun began to dip below the horizon and the first stars twinkled in the evening sky, the forest came alive with anticipation. Creatures of all shapes and sizes gathered near the babbling brook, their eyes sparkling with excitement. Benny stood in front of his bubble display, feeling a mix of nerves and excitement swirling in his belly. But as he raised his paw to blow the first bubble, he caught sight of his friends cheering him on from the crowd, and a wave of determination washed over him. With a steady breath, Benny began to blow. The first bubble shimmered and danced in the air, catching the last rays of the setting sun. And then another, and another, until the sky was filled with a dazzling display of bubbles of all shapes and sizes. The crowd erupted into cheers and applause as Benny's bubble creations soared higher and higher into the sky. Children laughed and chased after the bubbles, while adults marveled at the beauty of the display. As the Bamboo Bubbles Bonanza drew to a close, Benny felt a sense of pure joy wash over him. His dream of sharing the magic of bubbles with his friends had come true, and it was even more wonderful than he could have imagined. As the creatures of the forest bid each other goodnight and returned to their homes, Benny smiled contentedly. He knew that the memories of this special day would stay with him and his friends forever, filling their hearts with happiness whenever they thought of the magical Bamboo Bubbles Bonanza. And as Benny curled up under the stars, he drifted off to sleep, dreaming of all the bubble adventures that awaited him in the days to come. The next morning, the forest was abuzz with chatter about the Bamboo Bubbles Bonanza. Creatures swapped stories of their favorite bubble creations and shared memories of the joyous celebration. Benny couldn't help but feel a warm glow of pride in his chest as he listened to the tales being told. As he made his way through the forest, Benny was stopped by his friends, each one eager to express their gratitude for the unforgettable experience. Lily the squirrel hugged him tightly, thanking him for bringing so much joy to the forest. Sammy the rabbit played a lively tune on his harmonica, a melody that echoed the happiness felt by all. And Rosie the butterfly fluttered around him, her wings shimmering in the sunlight as she declared the Bamboo Bubbles Bonanza the best day ever. With his heart full of happiness and his head buzzing with excitement, Benny knew that this was just the beginning of many more adventures to come. He vowed to continue spreading joy and laughter throughout the forest, one bubble at a time. And so, as the days turned into weeks and the weeks turned into months, Benny's Bamboo Bubbles Bonanza became a cherished tradition in the forest. Each year, creatures from far and wide would come together to celebrate the magic of bubbles and the joy of friendship. But no matter how many bonanzas came and went, Benny would always remember that first magical day, when he dared to dream big and share his love of bubbles with the world. And as he looked out at the smiling faces of his friends, Benny knew that there was nothing in the world that could ever dim the sparkle of his Bamboo Bubbles Bonanza. And so, dear friends, the story of Benny's Bamboo Bubbles Bonanza comes to a close. But remember, the magic of bubbles and the power of friendship will always live on in the hearts of those who believe. So blow your bubbles high and let your laughter fill the sky, for the joy of the Bamboo Bubbles Bonanza will never fade away. I hope you enjoy listening to Benny's Bamboo Bubbles Bonanza.